So I'm sitting here with
Kelvin Gastelum.
And Kelvin, what do you do?
I fight professionally for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, aka the UFC.
AKA the UFC. I know, right? What is your record?
My record is 16-3.
16-3. And as of last night, I think, what time did you post it?
Last night, my fight got announced. I will be fighting for the UFC Middleweight Championship February 9th in Australia, in Melbourne, against the Australian champion, Robert Whittaker.
How exciting is that?
Oh man, I mean, this is a lifetime of work coming to fruition. So I mean, I don't even think I can even put it in words how excited and how much this means to me. You know, this is an entire life, 25 plus years of dedication to this sport, and it's all for this. You know, it's all for this shot. Finally got it, so
wow,
gonna make it count.
So, so how long have you been, fighting?
Been fighting professionally since 2008.
Since 2008?
So 10 years now, professionally. Training MMA specifically since I was 15, but I've been wrestling since I was 10.
Okay, so you're good at grappling.
Right, I started out as a wrestler.
Okay, so
for a long time.
So, would you say that you're about equal, like 50-50 on feet and on floor?
Yeah, I have more fun knocking people out rather than taking them down. But yeah, I guess I'd say I'm pretty good at both. Yeah, I have a black belt in jiu-jitsu as well, and wrestled for a long time. Have pretty good boxing myself. And yeah, I feel pretty confident in my abilities to be able to win this world title. This is what I've been working for my entire life.
Now, for somebody in your position, we were just talking about earlier, that it's not just like the fighter. It really kind of does come down to your whole entire team. That helps you prepare for every fight.
Yeah,
per se.
absolutely.
Like right here, we have a nifty nutritionist.
Trav Live.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Travis Laughlin. I'm a chef, nutritionist, and a personal trainer.
And this is something that you've been doing now for years. You were mentioning earlier, you've worked with Ronda Rousey, Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
And, you help get these guys in the greatest of shape.
Yeah,
possible.
with their nutrition, help everything mechanically work with inside their body. Instead of having different visceral fats slowing them down and conditioning and stuff like that, it's able to be more like a deep cleanse and still be able to make weight conditioning without dropping a bunch of water weight and different stuff like that, versus coming in and hitting the sauna and soaking and training yourself out like a raisin. You're actually nutritionized and coming in, you're only losing water by naturally not drinking the next day, versus going in there, soaking it out, and not burning them, metabolizing fats in a certain way, Some people come in too late and peak in at the wrong time in their camp due to their nutrition, so that's where I come in and kind of stabilize that and feed you based off your workouts instead of off a meal plan or just a regimen.
And how many camps have you been with Kelvin?
I've helped him with not one, but this is the first time helping him with the cook. But overall, I've always been there, talking to him over the phone and communicating and texting and stuff like that. So I've known him since he's won the show, but this is actually the first champ camp that we're working together and getting it cracking.
Awesome. And then, what is the show he's referring to? Where would people best know
The Ultimate Fighter. The Ultimate Fighter. I won the Ultimate Fighter back in 2013, and after the Ultimate Fighter, I moved to California. Actually, me and Uriah Hall, the guy that I fought in the finale, we moved together. About a month later, we moved in together, and we lived in Irvine, and that's where I met. Travis is when we were living together in Irvine, and he was living with us for a little while, helping Uriah as well.
That's so funny. So you guys fight, and then you guys move in together.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
so it really is. It's just it's business when you guys step into the ring.
It is for me. Some people make it personal, like for example, the Diaz brothers.
Oh snap! Oh yeah, right.
They make it personal, and some people have to. It is what it is. It should be personal. It's a fist fight. There's nothing more personal than that.
Of course.
But I look at it differently. I look at it as a sport. But but I mean, you know, I mean, it's a fist fight at the end of the day. You know, there's no rules.
Must be so intense, right? Or, I don't know, sorry. I just thought in my brain, like, when you get in there, I can't imagine, like, with all the adrenaline going and how you, for the most part, every time I do talk with a fighter, boxing, UFC, they just say, like, kind of all else, like, just disappears. And it's just you and your opponent. Like, you,
right.
Because, you know, for people like the audience or the fan base, like, sometimes you're like, oh my God, are you so nervous? Because there's the cameras on you, there's the audience, and some people are like, we don't even hear. It's like, you kind of just like,
right.
Just,
yeah. Sometimes I just black out. I mean, it's just sometimes you just don't even remember. Like, after you win your fight, you get interviewed and they kind of ask you about the fight that just happened. I kind of, you know, I don't remember what happens during the fight, you know, so it's a bad time to interview me right after the fight.
I can only imagine.
Because I black out, you know, I don't remember what I just did. Yeah, man, it's interesting.
So for this particular fight, like you said, this is, you know, the fight that you've been like, kind of like, whoa, you know, this is big for you.
This is the big fight, yeah.
Are you going to change anything up for this training camp, or are you guys going to work on anything new?
I'm just getting a little bit more prepared than I usually am. Usually I do 8 to 10 week camps. 8 to 10 week camps. This time I'm doing a 13-week camp. Just because after my last fight with Jacare, I took some time off and got healed. Had some bumps and bruises in my body, so I took some time off and rested and healed. And so now I feel like you know, I gotta get back in shape. I gotta get my weight back down. That's all because I took the time off, which is okay. I think it's okay to take some time off.
How much time?
I took like almost 2 months, two and a half months off, just because I had like both my shoulders were kind of messed up, my ankle was messed up since my last fight, so saw little bumps and bruises that were nagging me for a little while, and now took some time to kind of heal it. And
most definitely.
Now I came back. My body feels new. I feel recharged, and my energy levels are extremely high. And it's like I don't know, like my body's refreshed, totally refreshed.
No, I can only imagine. A lot of fighters will also touch base on that, just kind of like the essence. Like you kind of forget because you're always in training camp, but just like when you do take a month or a few months off or whichever, you know, just how rejuvenated you guys feel. Because it's like, oh shit.
Absolutely. I mean, you know.
And how overtraining can actually like be like a fallback for you guys. Because it's like your body, like, you know, because
I fought 5 times in 18 months.
Yeah.
All of them, well, not all of them, except maybe one were main event against top 10 former champions. So I've had a pretty busy year and a half. You know, fighting all these monsters. And so my body took a toll, and so I'm glad I was able to have this time to kind of let my body heal and kind of reset my whole body, reset my mind as well. And man, I'm coming back fresh. I'm coming back new. I'm coming back recharged, ready for this world title.
So reset your mind. So do you believe the mental strength is just as important?
Oh, I think it's the most important is the mental strength. Some people may be physically amazing, but if they don't have it up here, once you're out there in the bright lights, when the cameras are on, that's when it really counts. You know what I mean? A lot of people may say I'm not the best gym guy. You know, I get beat up in the gym all the time. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I make it count when it really counts is on fight night.
Do you do visualization?
All the time. It's a huge part of my meditation. Yeah.
Oh, so you meditate?
Well,
I guess visualization is meditating.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Visualization
yeah, it is. It's
a
different
form
terms. Yeah, of course.
It's a form of meditation. Yeah.
Because you're sitting there and you're in tune with your mind,
Absolutely.
And then you're like you're foreseeing it. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like,
absolutely.
oh, you're right. That is meditating.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yes,
So
visualization is key, especially in our business. You know, by the time you visualize that moment 100 million times, 100 million different ways, by the time those times come, I'm in the fight and I see the bright lights. Those scenarios seem more familiar, you know what I mean? And I'm more well prepared for it.
most definitely. No, that makes complete sense. And now, so you just had an exciting weekend because one of your friends just had a wonderful victory.
That's right.
So what was your reaction to that? Like, you were there.
Well,
correct?
honestly, I was worried because he took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. Short notice fight. I mean, he's been training, but I mean, we haven't been.
We're talking about Yair Rodriguez, aka Pantera. Just to let the viewers know.
Sorry, we're talking about Yair Rodriguez. He just had an amazing, knockout of the century candidate fight this past weekend, and I was there. I went to Denver and celebrated with him and his family. It was cool, and man, I mean, I'm coming back super inspired by this kid. I mean, he took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. I mean, he's been living with us here in Huntington. I mean, we've been training, just not intense enough for a fight camp, So I was a little worried when he took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. But my goodness, he impressed the hell out of me. He impressed the hell out of the world, and just made something spectacular happen, And I know all the things that he had to go through to make it to this fight, because he had a lot of issues going into this fight.
Because he had originally had a fight scheduled a few weeks back, right? Or not, maybe a month. 2 months ago. When was it already?
When did he have it?
And then he had to cancel it because of his injury, correct?
Correct. A couple months ago, yeah, he was supposed to fight, had to cancel it, and then because of an injury. But I knew he was eager to fight. I mean, once this opportunity came up, I'm sure all the stars aligned up for him, and he took it, man. And came out with one of the biggest KOs in the century.
I was like, we were like, what the hell was that? Like, it was so
insane.
What was it like with you guys though? You were there.
I was there, right next to his family, and I just kind of like, my reaction once I saw that, like, I just kind of threw my hands in the air, like, I just, I got up on my chair, like, people telling me, like, get down, you need to get down. I was like jumping up and down. It was pretty cool. I was excited for him.
So
it was pretty inspiring, because I know what it took for him to get to that fight. I know the issues he had to deal with, which I'm sure he'll come out with, out in the open about them later. But he had a lot of issues going on into that fight, and it was just inspiring to see how he's able to pull through those issues, pull through those challenges that were nothing to do with the fight. And still come out and put on a performance and knock out like that. It was inspiring, and I'm coming back very inspired by him, and I'm very proud of him, and I'm very happy for him. He's my friend, and I know how much it took for him to get there, and I'm very, very happy for him.
It was amazing.
It was spectacular.
Yeah, it was definitely. It was like something out of the movies.
It really is, and you guys don't even know the half of it, because you guys don't know what he was going through, and it's gonna be cool once people find out.
So for you guys, because obviously after he did, his nifty elbow move, he, the bell ring, he collapsed. He was done.
Right. Yeah.
So is that common for you guys, where you guys will because we just talked about the mental strength. So right there, that was a lot of his mental strength pushing his body to get through that fight.
Oh yeah.
Do what he had to do.
You see, yeah. If you guys go back and look at the fight, I mean, he collapsed right after it was done.
I know, it was confusing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait, what happened?
Because what I think was, what I know was what he told me, because he told me he's been here living with us. He was hurting since round one. You know what I mean? He was hurting since round one, and he was putting on his best poker face the entire fight. Once the fight ended, he collapsed. He doesn't have to fake it anymore. Fake it till you make it. And that's what he did. From the first round to the last round of the last second. His body language was something different than what he actually felt inside. Inside he was dying. The entire fight, since round one. That's what he told me.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But right there, that shows a warrior. That's
Crazy.
what it takes.
Crazy.
You can't take defeat, right? You're
Crazy.
just like, no.
He didn't show any sign of weakness, any sign of fatigue, any sign of anything that was going on inside of his body. Only people around him know. Hopefully people find out soon what it really took for him to get there.
And it's of the essence, though, for you guys as fighters, never to let your opponent know anything, correct?
Absolutely. I mean,
because they're going to feed off that. They want that.
Exactly. Martial arts is based on deception, and if you can lie to your opponent, it's about being able to lie the best. You know, you're going down here, but really, you're throwing a headed kick. You know what I mean? You got to lie. It's about being the best liar in MMA.
That's what Mikey's nephew was explaining to me that Yair does, that he plays his opponents a lot. Because he was like, oh, I know that move. I was like, what move? What are you talking about? He was like, he does this thing where he slides on the floor and he tricks them and thinking that they're going to go this way, they're supposed to be going that way.
Right. So, like I said, it's based on deception. You're really making your opponent think you're going to go this way when really you're coming the other way, you know?
That's awesome. So this is cool, though. So you guys train amongst each other, like, you know, you guys are great athletes and you guys are like picking up off you know, and inspiring each other, like what you just said.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure just as much as he may have inspired you over the weekend, I'm sure you've inspired him. And it's like you guys are constantly, it's like a good, like, it's a good circle.
Absolutely.
You know?
You hit the nail right on it.
Because you...
Right in the head. Yeah, you're right.
You were saying just the, you know, the importance.
I think I feed off of his energy. It's good energy. And then I think he feeds off of mine too. And we kind of help each other. We kind of help sharpen each other, which is cool. Yeah.
That's important. It's definitely of the essence. And then, of course, we need this nifty nutritionist.
Oh,
he's the real one.
This is key right here for everything.
Yeah, number one.
He wakes up, cheering these guys on. I bet, don't you? You probably leave like, what are those messages called?
What, a little post?
Affirmations?
Oh, yeah.
Affirmations. You probably leave affirmations on the mirrors for them, huh? And on the refrigerator.
Better eat now.
You could do it.